Hello, my name is Opal Singleton. I'm the president and CEO of an organization called Million Kids, millionkids.org, a nonprofit organization in Southern California dedicated to keeping our kids safe from predators. And I want to talk to you about a very difficult subject today. And this subject is really all about being blackmailed online. I want to give you a quick disclaimer that this is ideas and suggestions only. This is not a manual of what to do. Thou shalt do this and thou shalt not. It's not like that at all. I want to discuss a very difficult situation and give you some ideas on how you might handle it. So, what we're going to talk about here is called the Yahoo Boys. They are a group of people out of Nigeria that have formed a large scale criminal group. And in this case, what is happening? They are focused on blackmailing young people. Now, they do blackmail young girls, but they are really targeting young teenage guys. And these are guys that are very successful, that are usually not in any kind of trouble. They're high achievers, very popular, good sports people, and like that. But they will target them in order to seduce out of them to get a photo. So it's a Nigerian scam that is targeting our kids here in the United States. So I wrote a book about this. It's called Societal Shift, A World Without Borders, A Home Without Walls. It doesn't necessarily address the Nigerian scam, but it does address sextortion in a big way. The reason I wrote this book is I want parents and teenagers to understand that the world changed completely in the last couple of years. I believe we live at the most important time in all of history. It's very exciting. This generation of young people will be able to reach more people and have access to more information than any generation previously before them. However, they're also more likely to be exploited. And especially if you get into things that are like artificial intelligence, where they can modify your image. And so sometimes you're being blackmailed and it's not even you. Sometimes it is you. This will get even more serious as global 5G high-speed internet is reaching out to poor countries all over the world. So our kids are the first generation that can reach the entire world, but the entire world can reach them. Literally, if you think about what has happened in the last few months, we have experienced a technology transformation unlike ever seen before in history. And it's very exciting for our young people because it will give them a huge opportunity. But we also need to take a step back and say, hold it. How will the bad guys use this to be able to go after our kids? For instance, now, if you're on TikTok or Discord or any Roblox, Fortnite, all of those, you're out talking to millions of people. And it also has digital currency access to it and geolocation software. So they're going to know a lot about you, and they're going to be tempted to blackmail you because they want access to all the money that we have here in the US when they live in a poor country. So what is happening is global connection means that anyone online can be accessed by foreign national cartels and organized crime. And it is taking place all over the world, but especially Nigeria has come to the forefront. So the conversation often starts when you're not expecting it. Every person I've ever met, whether you're a teenager or an adult, you think you're going to know if you're being catfished, if you're being scammed. But these guys are really, really good, and you probably won't know. They catch you off guard. They catch you in the middle of the night, or maybe in a hot video game or on a dating site where everybody's having a great time. When you're least expecting it, they start to engage you. So what is really happening here? Well, let's take a country like Nigeria. Now, they're not the only country, but I'm going to give that example, okay? They will bring in their poor kids who need a job, and they will get these kids to play video games and pretend, especially if they're talking to a guy, to be like a hot 14-year-old girl. And everybody's having a great time. Maybe it's late at night. Maybe we're in a hot and heavy contest in your video game. And when you're least expecting it, they seduce you, and you think, oh, what the heck, it's just a nude, and you shoot that off. The minute you shoot off that photo, your life changes forever because you are transferred from this group of young people that are paid to seduce you. Those are called chatters, by the way. And then you'll be transferred over to the organized criminal group, and they are brutal. One kid that I studied his case, he received more than 1,000 threats, 1,000 direct messages, texts in a 24-hour period threatening him. The minute they get your hands on a photo, bam, your life changes. So you'll receive a text late at night or when you're not expecting it, and you get your guard down, and the whole thing just kind of happens just like that. Once the flirting begins, it quickly turns into a request for a nude. Maybe they send a nude, you send a nude. The very second they get that nude, your life changes. And the blackmail begins. And it is brutal beyond anything we've ever seen up till now. It's very likely in this case that cute little 14-year-old girl is really one of the Yahoo boys, a global scamming group out of Nigeria, and they are ruthless beyond description. Now, there are many countries that are doing this, and by the way, they're just getting started. That's why I want to make this video. It isn't just going to be Nigeria. It's going to be all the poor countries in the world that want to make money off of our kids by seducing them into sending photographs. So not just picking on Nigeria, but they have been the most prevalent up till now. So looking at the other cases of sextortion, they almost immediately want money, and a lot of it. And I'm going to tell you right now, no matter how much you give them, it will not be enough. I've seen cases where the kid gave him $50, $100, and then one case, the kid gave him $8,000. It will not be enough. This is about brutalizing you, threatening to destroy a life, your child's life, in order to be able to get more money. They will threaten to show that image to others, and they very often will. One of the problems with technology now is, for instance, if you meet them on Instagram, they can see all of your followers the same way that's on TikTok. And so they may share that photo on there. They may come off with all kinds of threats. You're a dead man. You're worthless. You're damaged goods. You're broken. They will seek to destroy you. They may suggest that your child harm themselves, or even suggest that they might even take their own life. We need to address that with our kids right now because it's happening all over the world. The number one thing to share with your kids is, we all make mistakes. And, I hope you're really careful on there. And I hope you never send a photo. But if you do, I hope you'll trust me enough that we can work through this together. Now, this is a very difficult situation, whether you're the person that sent it or it's your child or your young person. Don't panic. I know that's easy to say, but don't panic. Stay calm. You still have control. You have control over your computer, and you have options to be able to respond to this without giving in to their threats. You are, and your child is not the first victim to this, and they're not going to be the last. This crime is just getting started, but you can use this opportunity to work with law enforcement to find out who these people are and bring them to justice. I agree, it's scary right now, for sure, but this situation can be used for good. So take steps if you're being sextorted to stay calm and think this out. So here's some ideas to consider. First of all, I would suggest that you don't listen to their threats. Don't do anything like hurt yourself or talk with your young people. Don't do anything to hurt themselves. Reach out for help. People will understand. Do not send money and do not send more images. It simply will not fix it. Quickly screenshot the evidence. This is very important because if they know you're going to law enforcement, they'll try to take it all down. Screenshot that evidence. I don't care how embarrassing it is. I don't care what's on there. Don't delete that evidence. Screenshot it. It's going to be embarrassing, but it's not the end of the world. Immediately then block everything and disconnect all your devices. If they can't reach you or your young person, they cannot threaten them. And so it's really important to do that. By the way, watch out for any new friend requests. I don't care if they're a friend of somebody. Watch out for that. These guys have more than one name, more than one app they work under, and they will try to get back into you. So just shut it all down and get away from it. And then take the device and the young person and go to a trusted adult and go to law enforcement and develop a strategy to deal with it. Take the device as evidence, contact your law enforcement or your school resource officer or a trusted adult. It is okay to ask for help. This is a global problem. It's just getting started. You have connected to a global sextortion ring. You can't fight this alone. You need the pros to do this. So by asking for help and reporting it to law enforcement, you can help find the bad guys, and you can not only help yourself, but you can help other victims. Remember, for the next time in any discussion, and share this with everyone you know, anyone who asks for your nude or shares a nude with you is not your friend. Okay. I don't care how cute they are, how sexy, how wonderful it sounds. Even late at night, they are not your friend, because once that's gone out there, your life changes just like that. So report and ask for assistance. Go to your you can dial 911 if it's an emergency, or go to your non-emergency hotline with your law enforcement. Make an appointment, go down and talk to cyber crimes. You can report this anonymously, all right? Now, this is not 911. It takes a while to get through this, but you can do that at 1-888-3737-888. If you are feeling in a crisis, or you're panicked, or feel like that you might harm yourself, you may want to dial 988. This video is available at millionkids.org. I hope you'll share it with friends and family and talk about what the concept of Yahoo Boys is all about. The more we can train our young people about this, the less likely they are to fall victim to that. You can always write to me at info@millionkids.org. My name is Opal, OPAL, or opal@millionkids.org. Thank you for supporting our work. Thank you for sharing this information with others in your church, your family, your friends. We need to get the word out. If you're willing to support our work, you can donate at millionkids.org. So we're going to see you next time. This is how you reach us. This is all of our social media. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting our work and being involved. I hope you'll share it around, and we'll see you next time on the next video. Take care.